Hi, this is Dr. Sage Breslin, and this is Wisdom Wednesdays, my special journey with cancer. I think video 10. Time is really flying. So we've been talking a lot about, what it feels like to have cancer, what it feels like to be on this journey, and how incredibly isolating it can be. And last week I was sharing some things that had happened with my family and kind of in and around me. And I noted that it really helped me see that I wasn't in this alone, that, there were all these different lives and your lives all sort of in this journey with me. And in many ways, it was very therapeutic to see like how much I was supported. And, it got me thinking, and I had a conversation with a colleague who said, what about people who don't have that perspective? What about people who feel really alone and really are alone? And I found myself thinking about an experience that I had. About 2 years ago, I went with a group of women for a healing journey in Ireland. And when I came back, I went in for my labs, and the labs had completely uprighted themselves. I went into what is considered as spontaneous remission, what my healers and other kinds of healthcare professionals call that is a remission, spawned by all of the incredibly therapeutic work that I did while I was in Ireland. And I would love to just be able to say, well, it was very healing just to be there. But that's not really it. And I would love to be able to say, well, it was the wonderful women that I traveled with. And certainly that was part of it. But for me, Ireland is it holds a different space in my life. I did past life regressions many, many, many years ago. And the further I went back, the further I found these incredible lives that really were guiding and informing this life that I have in this incarnation. And when I had my first scare with cancer, actually, which is now like 25 years ago, I met with a group of healers, and we spent a weekend just immersed in the healing journey. And one of the lives that came up was a lifetime in Ireland where I was a 7-foot male warrior who'd been pierced through the heart and on the side where the cancer had shown up in my breast. And I was scheduled to go in for potentially a double mastectomy on Monday morning, and what ended up being a lumpectomy. And the doctor said to me after the surgery, that he was fully expecting this to be cancer, but they hadn't even been able to identify what this mass was. And he said, whatever you're doing, keep it up. Whatever that was this weekend, keep it up. So I tell a story because, I head back to Ireland 2 years ago, and what I discover, more than the drumming and the praying and the meditation and the walking and the incredible food and the incredible people and the wonderful healers that we worked with, is what it was like for me to have my tribe show up. And when I talk about tribe, I mean clan. And when I talk about clan, I don't mean humans that surrounded me. What I found as I stepped into my life in Ireland 2 years ago was this incredible energetic download about my people, about where I came from, about what they represented, about what they had to do, about what they loved to do. And they showed up for me in such an incredible way. It was a visceral, visual, amazingly emotional representation of support for me. Even when you feel isolated, even when you are alone, you haven't been always alone. Even when I feel isolated with this cancer journey, and I don't feel like I can connect to friends or family around me, I will never, ever lose that incredible tribe, that incredible clan that exists in my history, in my DNA. I will never, ever forget the moment in this incredible green land by the lake when I stepped into this healing circle, surrounded by a group of about 20 women. And I stepped in and I heard the sound of soldiers coming to attention. I didn't know what it was until I took a breath and I opened my eyes, the eyes that come from my core, the eyes that come from my intuition, the eyes that come from my connection with God. And I saw by each woman one of my warriors, one of my clan. And they had set down their weapons all at the same time. And they were there to hold space for us and for me. And to truly remind me that even when there aren't humans in my life, even when I feel very disconnected or alone from other humans in my life, this clan will never leave me. They will be there to support me always. We all have that. We can all tap into it. Some of us have to go further back than others. But they're there. You simply have to find them. And if ever you need my help to find them, I'll do it in a heartbeat, because it was so important for me to have that energetic support, to have that spiritual support for the times when humans can't show up in the way that I might need them to. This is Wisdom Wednesday. I'm Dr. Sage Breslin, and thank you so much for being part of my journey. I really, really value it.